Still raining. 3 weeks after Odyssey was launched for the 2023 summer sailing season, we have been getting her prep for our first sail of the season. And this weekend was supposed to be our first day of sailing. Although the weather forecast called for chances of rain, we didn't expect heavy rains pouring down upon waking up the following morning. No sailing for today. Yesterday evening we put up this tarp. It's just a regular tarp that we bought on Amazon, and I'm glad we did. We were able to keep the companionway open with just the companionway cover over it, and so we had some air coming into the cabin from the cockpit. It doesn't look like we're going to be sailing today. We were hoping at least that the rain would have dissipated by noon, by lunchtime, and then we would have the afternoon of sailing. But we'll still take it as it is. We'll, if we can't sail today, at least we have some boat jobs to do, like hooking up the VHF radio, and if we're able to do that and we succeed in doing that, then we'll have a fixed VHF radio that is operational. Just lazing about on a Saturday morning. It's raining outside.
Not much to do. Oh, lots to do.
Okay, I'm gonna make breakfast for us. And
I like breakfast.
then afterwards, I guess we'll start doing some boat jobs.
Yeah. Take the lounge apart and try and feed that antenna cable all the way back to where we're potentially planning to install the radio. Still to be determined.
The filler cushions have been set up so that we were able to sleep in the salon last night. And we call this the lounge.
All cleaned up. It's still raining out there. I'm taking the boat apart. Not really. Doing the monumental task of installing the radio and kind of settle on an area, location for it. I'm going to install it here on the starboard bulkhead over here somewhere. I have my antenna cable coming down this here mast post. It's going down there. So our table right now is in the way. I have to raise it up, and this is always a scary moment. It is so difficult to bring this thing up. That's why I want to get rid of it. That was easy. You go with it. So I gotta secure this up here somehow. I cannot trust this clamp. It's gonna come down, hit me in the head, and knock me out. Should be okay, but I don't know if I should leave it like that or not. Gotta reach into this access little hatch here. And here's our cable that will be fed through before lunch day. Have to pass it somewhere down here, run it along here, go up maybe close to where the power panel is, and then feed it back this way again. It's probably not the best thing to do for a radio antenna. You want to minimize the amount of cable as possible, but for practicality reasons, that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to make any holes over here to try and bring out the cable, so minimize the number of holes unless the cable exposed. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I do see it. It is coming through here. Okay, so I'm just going to pass it that way and then go around. Yeah, I guess because there's no the bottom, the whole bottom probably comes in pretty close contact. This is all molded. This settee side is probably molded right into the hull. So there's you probably don't want to make holes through there anyways. And looks like by the time the hull reaches over here, it's going to be maybe this much space. Be very difficult to make a hole through there if there is a hole there. And if there's no hole there, then it's even worse, right? Okay, let me see how I can feed this. Right now I was able to feed it through the same hole that the power cable is going through. It's not a big hole, but it's big enough for this. Probably could take another cable if I need to. But right now, just one cable. Feed it to there. So right now, the power cable for the mast that leads to the mast for the lights is running right through this electrical conduit in here. I'm going to see if I can feed. It looks like it's a tight fit, but I'm going to see if I can feed the antenna wire through it as well.
Paolo is feeding the antenna cable through this conduit. He's finding resistance towards the exit of this conduit, which exits inside this cabinet.
The galley cabinet. After some persistence, we finally able to get the cable through. So it's a very small conduit, and it's got the black power line coming through it as well. And I was just able to get right down to here to the end, and just to get through, I was not able to because the black cable was bending up, and that was not allowing the white cable to go through because the white cable was traveling pretty much on top of it because the black cable was already there, and so it was down at the bottom of the conduit. It took a two-man effort, not a two-person effort just to be on the, up and up. Drilled a couple of holes over here on this bulkhead for the galley counter, right underneath that outlet there. Sweet. Now I'm running the antenna cable. Fed it through from the side. The other hole is for the power, going from the radio to the panel over there. Right now I have this much left over. I could technically cut it off, but I'm going to keep it for the time being. Although I do hear that too much cable is not good for the antenna, and if it's all rolled up and stuff like that, it actually does reduce reception. But I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can find out some more information about how I can just keep it like this for a while. I'll just keep it like this and see what happens. And if I need to cut it, I'll just cut it.
So the next step is to open the electrical panel in order to see how we are going to run the wires
from the radio
to the panel.
So this is the Horizon radio, and on the back side we have the connections. This is for the antenna hookup, and this is for the power. Red is positive, black is negative. And I have this connector here that plugs it right into this. It's actually a watertight connector, so I could technically put this radio outside, which I may eventually do that. And you got the fuse in here as well. Cable's too short to go all the way back to the panel. From where I'm going to locate it right now, I'm going to locate over here. The panel is way back there. And I'm going to run these two, so I got black as well and red as well. Black is usually always negative, and the other colors are for the positive. So I'm going to try and up on top here through the through the cupboard above the galley. Oh, I got my wires. My power wires for the radio. They are at the panel, and obviously they're over at the other end. I'm going to see if I can put terminals on this. I have an open switch over here for the radio.
Is that where you're going to wire the radio?
Yeah.
Radio.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the VHF radio is connected to the panel.
Okay, you get the ground wire. Connected the wire to the breaker that I want to use for the VHF radio. That's for the power. So now I'm just going to connect the ground wire to the ground terminal here. Lo and behold, we got power. At least we know we got power, so now I gotta figure out the rest. So right now I'm gonna go up on deck and connect this to the cable coming from the mast. The connection happens through this coupler.
Yeah.
Well, I have it all connected. I'm not particularly happy with the way I connected my wires to the couplers. I may have to redo them again, but we'll see. Right now, and I have a lot of cable obviously left over. Some people will comment, yeah, this is way too much cable that's not being used, and it may hinder the reception. So we'll eventually do it all over again. Okay. So, okay. Sailing Odyssey, I think you have to practice your radio technique. It's not a total failure. I thought it was for a minute there. It was a complete failure. But it's working. And look at the mess, eh?
Before we leave, we have to reorganize the interior. On that note, come join us next time when we finally went out for our first sail of the season. I put out videos of my sailing, travel, and outdoor adventures. If this interests you, tap on the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of a new video being published. For now, fair winds to all.